if you do, bring attention to the fact that, yeah, it is clearly abuse, and it's also indicative of a lot of other things going on right now. There's the inadequacies of the system. There's the American social workers not really caring about this. There's the fact that Kellyanne Conway happens to be incredibly famous, so this is something that just like, we're not gonna touch because we don't want to turn this into a whole thing. And unfortunately, it seems like Claudia is just caught in the middle of it all as fodder. All right, let's move away from the turtle for 2 seconds. Get to the worst story of the day.
But this time it's not for stumbling through a sentence like Jason Belfort landing a helicopter. No, it's actually because she leaked her underage daughter's nudes onto her Twitter.
Also, pretty big content warning here for abuse.
Now, if you're not aware, Kellyanne Conway's daughter, Claudia, has been at odds with her mother for pretty much her entire life, and has used her social media to document past altercations and abuse from her mother.
That abuse, by the way, has included physical abuse, it's included verbal abuse, and she's been doing it for a long time. I know they've been at odds, the two of them, and it's horrifying. I'll tell you what about this whole story, because this broke late last night. First, the leaked photo of a potential 16-year-old, so essentially child porn, photo of a topless Kellyanne Conway's daughter is leaked. Now, it's said that that was actually done by Kellyanne Conway herself, for the reasons being to try and show that she's like, I don't know, wild teen out of control or something to that effect. I don't understand. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around the logic of why Kellyanne would do that outside of being a sociopath. Like, that's the only reason I think he would do something like that. It's horrifying, to say the very least. Traumatizing. It's an incredibly vicious form of abuse for to put a child through. Not to mention a child that is already probably getting a very, very serious toll on their mental health from the virtue of being the daughter of, Kellyanne Conway, combined with now being a social media presence in their own right. The whole thing is going to be pretty devastating. The other thing that's super fucked up is the radio silence, by the way, from the right-wingers. Oh, ye who have been so upset about Cuties, the film, Wayfair cabinets of fucking people having secret cabals of pedophile rings and stuff like that shit. And now just radio silence when one of the most prominent figures of the Trump administration is releasing child pornography of her own daughter? Like, you would think this would be like, this is the thing we're always upset about. Yeah, apparently we hate pedophiles. That's our creed. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we put it on badges and stuff and on our shirts and we hunt them on the internet and stuff like that. That's typically the way it goes. But now it's just like, this happens.
Oh my God! What are you doing?
This culminated in a few days ago, Claudia posting proof of her mother's abuse to her TikTok.
Asshole, you beat the shit out of my daughter. I can get you taken out of here today. Stupid ass thing you always say. Grateful bitch. And since you're lucky your mom's pro-life. Fuck you! I thought it was over! It's over! I thought I was following you. You're fucking immature. Before you get it all over the sheets that I cleaned.
Can you stop?
So some people are claiming that this might be an act of revenge porn by her mother. At this point, the police are involved, abuse is clear, and yet no one appears to be actually helping Claudia. She's even communicating to her followers.
See, that's the most fucked up thing about all of this. It's like that is getting lost in the debate. Like, please, at some point, free Claudia. This is a child undergoing abuse. If there's not a situation in which they can be put into the care of one of the alternative parents or a family, other close family member, like, she has to be emancipated from this family. There's no question about that at this point. She had to communicate through Morse code. Report anything you see of me. Please get people to talk about this. I'm okay but scared as fuck. Spread awareness, please. Please spread awareness about this since I can't.
Because things have escalated quickly once it was verified the picture was real.
That's real, and so here's what I guess happened. The pictures were months ago, and I'm assuming that when my mom took my phone, anytime she's taken it, because she takes it all the time, she took a picture of that. So that was on her phone. And I guess she accidentally posted it or somebody hacked her, but nobody would ever have any photo like that. Ever. So Kellyanne, you're going to fucking jail.
But how did all this come to be? How did one of Donald Trump's dumbest cabinet members, which is like being the most irrelevant member of Smash Mouth, end up in an internet flame war with her own daughter, leaking her nudes like she's 4chan, I guess? Let's explore it. Kellyanne Conway was a former campaign manager for Trump and then served as a senior counselor for the administration.
I'm just going to say this. The turnaround time on BreadTube is astounding now. Like, I know ContraPoints has to go out and make an opus, and like, unless it's like under an hour and a half running time is the latest one. It's not an actual video, but this happened last night. This whole incident happened last night. This thing's already been edited and graphicked and put together, and it's not bad. It's like, wow.
Now, while Claudia has alerted CPS and the police about the abuse from her mom, it's Kellyanne's status and connections that have led to the police doing absolutely nothing.
At Night 50 Jersey did a full investigation, no finding. CPS Washington, D.C., full investigation.
Yeah, they work for you, cunt.
Are you calling someone to evaluate her, or do we have to call someone to evaluate her? Alright, what is that called?
Such power. The police just asked the rich ass mom if she's gonna call someone to evaluate the abuse or if they should. And the mom goes, no, I will. Like,
Well, at least nothing to help Claudia, including a police officer taking Claudia's phone and turning off her live stream.
On you, and for what? For this. One whole...
fuck.
The cop just hung up.
In terms of what can be done, there's nothing that can really be done. I've tried everything. My parents are too powerful and nothing happens.
It's clear to see from just watching a few seconds of Claudia's TikToks that the situation is clearly abusive and toxic.
You only knew what people thought of you. You don't know, because they know you've got other problems. It'll take you, by the way. The only place that'll take you, that you aren't going to post about your family anymore. You just lie to everyone, and everybody sees it. Everyone sees it. Grateful bitch.
In this clip, Kellyanne calls her daughter an addict in front of the police just for trying to document these fights on her phone.
Because you're an addict. You're a phone addict. They see it. Now they see it.
Mom, you can't like
Yeah, this whole story is so
addiction
sad
to being a teenager
from
being
like
a phone addict.
every angle.
Listen, if you look...
I'm an addict to what? You can't compare this to alcoholism or being...
Imagine abusing your daughter and them using their phone for help, and then you're like, oh, you're an addict. We're sending you to a psych ward.
And of course, Kellyanne doesn't think that she's abusive at all. But their relationship has been rocky for many, many years. At 12, Claudia actually started a Change.org petition to get her family to not move to DC when Trump got elected. And it led to this absolute gem of an interview.
Now, what is your name? I'm Claudia.
Claudia, how old are you, Claudia?
I'm 12.
Okay, tell me about Washington. Do you like living here? Do you like living here, girl?
No.
Kellyanne Conway's so goddamn pissed. With things clearly tense in the Conway house, Claudia has been trying to get herself emancipated for almost a year officially. And I can't blame the girl for needing to get out of that situation. Kellyanne must be a nightmare to argue with, and Claudia actually holds herself together pretty well for a 15-year-old. But Kellyanne is a master at arguing. Fox produced an entire video about how Kellyanne is S-tier at dodging questions and warping conversations.
With any question, she is looking for an opening to take it somewhere else, especially if she can paint the administration as the victim. She's listening for concepts that she can latch onto and go on offense.
This is Conway's bread and butter. She hears a keyword or concept she can use, repeats it to sound like she's answering the question.
Carlos Maza! Young Carlos, little baby Carlos. That's adorable.
And then introduces a total non sequitur to trip up the host. It's like really bad improv. Watch what Conway does when Chuck Todd backs her into a corner about the size of Trump's inauguration crowd.
Look, alternative facts are not facts. They're falsehoods.
Chuck, do you think it's a fact or not that millions of people have lost their plans, their health insurance, and their doctors under President Obama? Do you think it's a fact that everything we heard...
Oof, Conway.
How about earlier this year when she lied to her family about having COVID, infecting all of them?
She got a test at the house, said it was negative. It wasn't. She was at the SCOTUS nomination with all those people that tested positive, and she wasn't
I'll read this out afterwards.
And I said, and I got mad at her earlier, and I was like, well, why weren't you wearing a mask? She was like, it was outside. It's fine. It was outside. So this adds to the list of why I fucking hate Republicans.
And I rather enjoy Claudia's content. She's described Trump as a horrible
Oh, absolutely. I've been enjoying it as well. I mean, every now and then you'll get like another Claudia drop. She's basically like the Q anonymous, but for Republicans, right? Like all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a new Claudia thing and it's revealing X and it's going to say this and it's all often about how terrible Kellyanne Conway is. But it got really, really sad when she started basically documenting her abuse and using this as a cry for help. This was basically her only outlet. Like I'm shocked at this point her mom hasn't tried to destroy. Actually, she probably has behind the scenes. This is just me editorializing, but that Instagram account is the one thing that's standing in between, Claudia and being completely silenced to the world, screaming out about the aggressions of her abuser.
Person, Ted Cruz is disgusting. Mike Pence is a closeted homosexual. All of these sound pretty spot on to me. Now in October, Kellyanne Conway announced that she was going to be leaving the White House to spend more time with her family.
Fuck you! It's over! It's over!
Yeah, I think they liked it more when you were at work, dude. From this TikTok early on, it's terrifying how quickly Kellyanne can snap into her big creepy Joker smile for the cameras. Wow, this woman looks like a complete sociopath. I wonder if anyone would agree with me.
I think my mom is like a sociopath. If I'm just gonna be honest, like she has no compassion for my feelings or anything or nothing.
And I was almost hesitant to make this video.
Yeah, that has to be the
Claudia
least
hates
surprising
the
thing
media
ever.
Talking about her.
I know that CNN and Fox News and whoever else, I know you're all watching this right now. Hey, I know you little journalists and reporters are watching a 15-year-old girl TikTok live in your little offices. It's kind of weird. It's really, really weird. I hope you know. It's really, really weird.
However, since she's been asking in code for help and for the word to be spread, things seem to have escalated quite a bit since that last video she made, so I think it was appropriate to make this.
Today. I should go to jail. You just said that. Because you posted a nude photo of me. You just said I should go to jail. You just said that.
Let me speak to you for a minute.
Also, I'm not the Washington Post sending armies of boomers to bully her.
Of course I'm on the Washington Post. Of course. Because they don't care about a 15-year-old girl's mental health or well-being. Not at all. They just post it so I can get bullied on social media. So that boomers can bully me.
So please, if you made it this far in the video, please try
to people basically asking what can we do to help. I mean, technically you don't have the power amongst yourself to emancipate Kellyanne Conway, but like anything else in these situations, bring attention to it. I know this is a tough thing because like there's so many things going on in the world. So what is going to be your thing today, right? And everyone who chooses a cause usually becomes very impassioned about that cause. And when they are, they might want to spread that as well. So it's like, hey, everybody, we have to talk about this. And then you'll butt heads with other people who are like, well, did you know that there's protests in India? Why are we talking about one person? Don't be that person. Don't be that person who shits on other people's causes. I mean, every cause can be valid and every cause is probably trying to help better the world in some way. And if this is going to be yours, then choose it. But if you do, bring attention to the fact that, yeah, it is clearly abuse and it's also indicative of a lot of other things going on right now. There's the inadequacies of the system. There's the American social workers not really caring about this. There's the fact that Kellyanne Conway happens to be incredibly famous. So this is something that they're just like, we're not going to touch because we don't want to turn this into a whole thing. And unfortunately, it seems like Claudia is just caught in the middle of it all as fodder.
Or spread some of her own videos. Hopefully with enough attention, Kellyanne would actually have to answer for some of this abuse. Because right now she's just claiming that her Twitter account was hacked or something. I want to thank my Patreon patrons. These are my first 3 ever, and they're all big and strong and sensitive boys. And if you'd like...
Whose channel is this? Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson, what about that turnaround time? Did you just not sleep? Great production value. Keep it up. Even if the account was hacked, why does she have naked photos of her daughter? Very true. Yeah, that's about all I need to know. Our daughter Claudia asked me to tweet this statement for her. The statement I'm sure you made her make after the fact.
Hi guys, I just wanted to come on here and address the situation. This isn't forced, this is coming completely from me, Claudia. I have faith, and I know that my mother would never put something like that on the internet, as well as me. We would never do that. My mom and I, we fight like mothers and daughters, but we also love like mothers and daughters, and I do love her. I will be taking a break from social media because we are really tired of being headlines, and we fight like mothers and daughters, but being in the public eye exacerbates that greatly, and it adds a lot of stress to both of our lives, and I don't want that. I don't want any drama. I don't want any hate. So I will be leaving social media for a bit to work on my relationship with my mom and my family. Please do not incite hate or violence on my family. Please. No threats, no calls to authorities. I love my mom, and she loves me.
I mean, not much you can say except that if that is the case now, after the fact, there's an overwhelming amount of documented evidence leading up to this point that still demonstrates that she needs to be separated from her mother, at the very least.
Hello everyone at the Serfs TV, it's me, Matthew Hayne from the Matthew Hayne Show. I just wanted to say hello. Check me out on YouTube if you're interested. I'm an Aussie progressive who talks about Australian, American, British, Latin American, African and global politics just in general, and occasionally goes on to impassionate rants like a left-wing Alex Jones without most of the conspiracy theories. Most. Hope to see you soon.
If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our gods, I'm Raph, Xander Corvus, and Schlatsky. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, you have our undying fealty. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Hans Josephin, C. Bartlett, Jimothy K. Meeple Beeps Jr., Bisexual Black Gamer, and Trofox, we shall carry your banners onto the battlefield. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byte, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, that's solid poon then, Dr. Zayas, Yoppie, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ali Rada Jafer, Alex Gauvin, Radical Maniac, The Great Houdini, and Callie Kotka. We salute you.